All right. We are live.
Welcome to the Monday Motivation with Eric and Friends podcast with your host, Eric F. King, featuring world-class speakers, coaches, and consultants. Join us every Monday as we dive into empowering conversations that motivate, inspire, and educate entrepreneurs. Kickstart your week with valuable insights that help you not just survive, but thrive. This is your go-to podcast to start your week strong and live your best life. Let's make Mondays the fuel for your success journey.
All right. All right. Well, welcome everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Can you hear me okay? Yes? Good. Yes, this is Eric F. King here once again with my world-class speakers. I have here Leah Garcia and Zion Naguru. And we are so excited to be here with you today to share some incredible information. All right, so our topic for today is Motivational Monday, is why you should host and attend more events. Why you should host and attend more events. So before I kick it out to our first speaker, I just want to share that events literally changed my life. Over 20 years ago, events changed my life. And the reason they changed my life or how it changed my life was, I was just a guy that, went to work, came back from work. I went to school, graduated from college, went to work, came back, and I'll just do that every day. And it becomes monotonous, right? Like you don't really, you don't have any kind of quantum leap. You're just doing what everybody does. Hello, Annie. Good to see you, my brother. Um, so one day someone invited me to an event. He said, Eric, there's this event with some top business people, and they're doing well. They're making a lot of money. They're helping people, and you should come by. So I said, okay, and I went there, and I was blown away. And in fact, one thing that's interesting is one of the speakers. His name is Les Brown. This was over 20 years ago. I saw him and he inspired me. And just last week I met him. But I actually met the guy and spoke on the same stage with him. And he gave me his cell phone number. I can call him. I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? But it's just amazing. It's amazing what events can do, right? And we're gonna dive deep into all the benefits of creating events and attending events. All right. So, but before I continue, I'm going to call up our first speaker, and she hails from California. I'm here in Virginia, so she's on the West Coast, where it is 4 a.m. in the morning. So if you think you're up early, she is up early. So we're going to go out to my good friend. She's a financial strategist. She helps people make more money, invest money, anything that has to do with money. And if you don't like money, then make it and give it to me. If you don't want, because I need it, and the people around me need even more than I need. Yes, and she's also a black belt in karate and martial arts, which shows you that she has a lot of discipline, and you don't want to mess with her. All right, so we are gonna go all the way to California to hear from my good friend Leah Garcia. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Eric F., King of Collaboration. Well, my name is Leah Garcia, financial strategist and insurance professional, and it is my crusade to help you properly protect, distribute, and transfer your wealth so that you can build that legacy and create generational and multi-generational wealth. We've already had generational poverty, right? Let's try to change it up. Let's flip the script and do a cartwheel, as my good friend Noni Pepperoni says. So I'm going to give you three good reasons why you want to network and attend more events. My mentor, Ed Milet, says your net worth is your network. Your network is absolutely your network. And if you want to increase your net worth, we have to grow our network. However, it is no longer who we know. It is who knows you. We're in a social media society. Kids are on social media. We have all different types of social media and different platforms. And so what I mean by who knows you is what is the industry that you're in? If you're a teacher, you know how teachers move. You know where they live. You know what they talk about and what's interesting to them. Other teachers will recognize your words just because of that. If you're a doctor, then you're going to know what doctor things are. If you are a business owner, then you're going to know what types of business owners, what they talk about, and you'll be able to relate to them very, very easily and expand your network. And number two, others will eventually start to know you and edify you and introduce you in spaces and places that you had never even entered before. I've had this experience, and I'm telling you, it is humbling and it is also really electrifying. You go into a space and somebody else introduces you. But that only happens if you are speaking and telling your story. As you say that, you're going to cultivate that story and people will start to know and it will resonate with them. Stop waiting for other people to set the table. Set your own table. I did my Wealthy Wednesday live. I had no idea what I was doing. Okay. I didn't know who were going to be my guests. I had a couple of guests, but I knew that it was something that I wanted to do. The only way you're going to know if it's going to be for you is get out there and do it. You got to be willing to muck it up. And number three, the more you speak your mind, the more that you can grow your mind. You're not going to, if you think that you're going to be this incredible speaker, this world-class speaker, be on TED Talks and all of these things and be paid, but you're never telling your story. Listen, you can't be a secret agent. You can't just talk to yourself in the bathroom, although that's a place where I started. But eventually you got to get out there and start telling your story. And that's when you will really grow your mind and change your mind. And you will create more opportunities just by speaking. Even if you do it wrong, even if it doesn't sound right. Listen, sometimes I do an event and 5 minutes later, I'm kicking myself going, gosh, I could have said this, I could have said that. But guess what? Now I'm growing. Because remember, you will create more opportunities. And when you increase your capacity, you will increase your income. So stop not talking and start talking and stop being a secret agent. With that, I hand it back to you, Mr. Eric F. King.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Leah. That was powerful. What a way to start. Start with a TED Talk. We appreciate you, Leah. Now, for all of you I see so many people jumping on LinkedIn right now, and I don't see your comments yet. All right. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to start commenting. All right. If you can just say, hi, I'm here in wherever. Okay, say something, right? We want to see you, and we want to appreciate our speakers. They're taking time out of their day. They're all very busy, all very successful. I don't just put anybody out here. All right, they're all so successful. They can be anywhere, but they chose to be with you today. So there you go. There you go. Welcome, Paulette. Good to see you, Coral. Margaret, good to see you. Amaka, good to see you. Scott, good to see you. Welcome, everybody. And also, I want you all to put questions in the chat. Questions about events. Okay, events changed my life, and we're going to get into it more. And we want to share with you how it can change yours too. All right, so put your question. Start with question. That's easy, right? Question, and then put your question in there, and we'll be glad to help you. All right. Welcome, Sarah from the UK. All right, that's a long name at the location, so I can't even pronounce it. Bookshama or something like that. Annie will help me with that. It's somewhere in the UK. Welcome, Scott from Australia. Welcome, Keith. Good to see you. Mary Rose from Nigeria. Welcome. Swapna from India. Good to see you. All right, so let's go on to our next speaker. Now, our next speaker. This is like full circle, right? We're talking about events. Our next speaker, I met him through an event that I was on LinkedIn. And when I saw him putting together events for other people. And I know the power of events. So I figured I want to work with the #1 guy on LinkedIn, the guy that helps the most people promote their business. And guess who it was? A guy by the name of Annie in Europe. All right. He is a guy that will make you famous. All right. The people I'm talking to right now, Zion, Leah, I wouldn't have known them if not for him. I wouldn't have even known them. Right. And he has introduced me to thousands of people. Right. So here's what I want you to do. I want you guys to listen closely to what he has to say, because he can make you famous and change your business. The marketing genius himself, Eni Asong, the floor is yours. You are muted, my friend. I know
Yeah,
what you
good
said is
morning,
powerful.
everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Afternoon here in England. No, when I saw the question, Eric, I was like, wow, that must be here, right? It's written for me, but all of us here, events hosts and events people, of course, this is an event in itself, right? I think people need, I guess, now simple answer. Why do you need to be at events and host events? So many reasons, Eric. I guess let's say events are the new social media marketing. Yeah, the days of posting are long gone. No one sees your posts. No one sees what you post. As much you can post as many times as you like. And at events like this, you can see us, you can hear us, you can feel us. And let me tell you, that feel part, that's what it's all about, really, right? Now, people who are here now, suddenly you're going to leave here thinking you know us already. On your list of benefits, Eric, I think you put professional development, growth. What you didn't put was earning. If you want to sell something today, my friend, events is where you want to be. Whether it's live streams like this or audio events, people will engage with you when they can hear you. So when they can hear you, they feel like they're in the same room as you. They feel like they know you so much quicker than any other way you're trying to try and engage people these days. There's a psychological reason behind all of that. Because everything we do online to try and grow our business is no like and trust, right? If no one knows you, if no one feels like they can trust you, they definitely won't buy from you, right? Events gets you into people's hearts almost instantly. And by doing events, you can truly engage people in a way nothing else can. Like I said, I mentioned the posting earlier, right? So on events, there's no algorithm between me and you, right? Everything I say, you can hear. The platforms can't control what I say. They can't control what you see. That's very important. Again, so the second thing I'll say to you is that events involve people from all over the world. Just look at our audience today. They're literally from across the planet, right? And that means that you have greater reach than ever before. If you're not doing events, believe you me, all you're doing is hiding online, and all you do is hide. You're hiding yourself from yourself and from your customers. That's crazy, right? Events are free, Eric. Most events are free, right? Of course, for this show, for a live stream, there's an issue of StreamYard. I said, but audio events are free. You can go live on LinkedIn, pretty much free of charge. Why would you not do it? Again, I dare say the platforms help you to make events happen. So LinkedIn gives you 1,000 invites of your connections for every week for your events. Which other medium can you almost guarantee eyeballs on you on any platform? Only at events. You can talk about anything you want to talk about. And half the time it's not about you screwing up, you saying things wrong. That's not what events are for, right? I've learned to use events to showcase people. I'm sure I've showcased all of you. All of you here today, I've done events with all of you, right? Because it's about me showing you as the geniuses that you are. At the same time, your friends get to see me, and we'll get to rise together. Of course, you learn some skills when you bring a topic to a conversation. But let me tell you, the way events elevates you is crazy. I do talk about different levels of people on LinkedIn. Events elevates you to the higher people on LinkedIn who have bigger goals, bigger audiences, bigger budgets, bigger ambitions, bigger everything. You know, without events, I don't know what I'll do, Eric. Really, and I do 4 or 5 events a day for a reason, right?
Yeah.
We make money, we help people. Everything just works better for events. Let me leave it there. You know, come to our events, my friend. Look, no, just I don't want to sell it to you. Just come to our events and see what we're talking about.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. You know, I just thought about this. I could have an event just with Annie to talk about events. So Annie, we need to collaborate and just do an event on events. Okay. And I'll just give you the floor for an hour. That was incredible. That was incredible, folks. You know, and Annie's a great person to work with if you're new and you don't know anything about events. You're shy, right? LinkedIn audio events is the best way to go. It's the best way to go. So contact him, right? Don't just say, well, one day I'm going to call Annie and it's going to be great. No, you contact him right now. You send him a message right now. That's what you do. That's how you take a hold of your business and your life. All right, is doing it right now. All right, so I'll stop preaching. I'll stop preaching. All right, so I'm gonna share some information with you about events, and then we'll get to my good friend Zion over there in Nigeria. So now the reason why I chose this topic is because, you know, like I said, events changed my life, and I want to change other people's lives, right? Like I want to be able to impact hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions, whether they pay me or not. That's what I want. Events are the best way to do it. The best way to do it. So, I just piggyback on something Annie said. So, years ago, when I started my business, I did ads in a paper in the USA Today. It's the biggest paper in America, and I paid $250 for an ad this big. It's like 3 lines, right? And I'm like, I'm going to be rich. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people will see my ad. Oh my God, I can't wait. You know, my bank account will be overflowing. And I got 4 calls. And one of the calls said something like this. I know this is probably a scam. Anyway, give me a call. So it wasn't a scam, but I was scared to call him because of the way what he said. Right? So anyway, I didn't make any money. And then social media came along, and I'm like, wait, I can post and people will see it for free? Oh, because people say, Eric, you post a lot. You post too much. That's because I was around when you couldn't post. I'm a kid at a candy store. I post 3 times a day on all my social media. Anyway, so then I got excited about posting. But then I realized one thing. If you have 5,000 followers and you post, it doesn't get to the 5,000 followers. You'd be lucky if you got to 500. So I said, wait, there has to be something else. And I go, what about events? Now look at this. We're having an event right now. There are people here, a free event from England, from India, Texas, Australia, Nigeria, Ghana, California, and more. Like not everybody's saying something, right? All over the world. Because we put this event together, we are impacting people all over the world. Hundreds of people will see this today. Thousands will see the replay, right? Let's talk about the power events. Real quick, I'm just going to give you 4 tips on both hosting events and attending events. So hosting events, number one. So you may want to write this down or put it in your iPad or whatever. When you do an event, you're sharing your message one to many. Everything I do one to many. Now I do meet people one-to-one, obviously, if I'm coaching or something like that. But when I'm sharing my message, it's one to many because you get to a lot more people and you leverage your time. Okay. So that's one thing. And also, you don't have to be the expert. I went to a training once. A lady was talking about masterminds. She said, do you know you can create a mastermind for a certain group of people? let's say financial experts, and you're not even a financial expert, but you create the platform, you bring them in, and then you can monetize it and you can make money because you put an event together. I'm like, wow. You see that? So you don't have to be the expert. That's number one. Number two, you make a greater impact and you help more people with events, right? I mean, I can just send a message to a couple people here and say, I want to share some information with you about events. But instead, I made it open and people are connecting and people are sharing. I hope you guys are sharing with people, right? So I have a greater impact. That's number two. Number three, you can make more money when you share your offer at these events, right? At every event of mine, I either sell an offer, maybe a product or service, or I promote an event. I promote something else, right? Or promote my website, right? So you can make more money when you have an event because now you give people value and then you can monetize. Okay. So that's another benefit of hosting events. And also, another great thing about hosting events, it boosts your self-confidence. When you're doing something and then you start to share with others, you start to believe more in yourself. Like, wait a minute, I just shared this with 100 people. Wow, maybe I can do it to 1,000 people. It boosts your self-confidence, right? Something that people couldn't do before all of these events, right? So those are 4 reasons to host events. 4 reasons to attend events, real quick. Number one, you get inspired. I get inspired every time I come to my own event. Zion, Annie, Leah, all of you inspire me. The people in the chat, they inspire me. You get inspired. And we all need inspiration in our lives. Why? Because we live in a negative world. Put on the news, the first 10 stories are negative. So people start out with a negative mindset for the rest of the day, which leads into the week, which leads into the month. And then they're like, you know what? That year was horrible. Maybe next year will be better. Right? We have Zion to help us with that. So that doesn't happen to us. All right. That's number one. Number two, you learn new skills. You learn new skills, right? I've learned so much from events. You know, I was talking about Les Brown earlier. What I've learned from him changed my life, changed my family tree. Because my sons read books now. They read Robert Kiyosaki. They read all these books. They don't even want to go to school anymore. Like, Dad, Robert Kiyosaki said I don't need to go to school. Like, you got to go to school, boy. But anyway, it changes your life, right? It opens your mind. It opens your mind. Okay. So you learn new skills. Number three, you network with other like-minded individuals. Do you know that you can have an offer? When I say an offer, I mean a product or a service. It's a great offer. Like, let's say you have this pen. It's a great pen. You know, great pen. But you talk to 10 people and they all say no. Now our brain plays tricks on us. Now you're thinking, maybe it's not so great. Maybe it really can't help people. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I'm wasting my time. And you quit your business and you go back to the job. But when you come to events and you network with others who have gone through what you've gone through, and they said, oh, I had 50 people say no before I've got a yes. And they're like, oh, really? Now you keep moving. You keep moving, right? So you network with like-minded people. And lastly, number 4, you get to collaborate with people, right? Collaborate. I went to business school. I was a marketing major, and my professor always talked about competition. Beat your competition, beat your competition, beat your competition. Well, that's because I went to school a long time ago. Now they talk about collaborate, right? You when you come to events, you have a chance to collaborate. I'm collaborating with Annie right now. I went to his event years ago. I don't know how long it was ago, but I went to his event, right? I'm collaborating with him now, right? So that's the, you get a chance to collaborate. Leah, she has an event that she does. She's collaborated with people she met at my event, right? We all collaborate. Zion does a call with Coral, right? You guys met. I don't know if you met here or you met on LinkedIn, but you met somewhere, right? So you get to collaborate, right? So those are my points that I want to share. So let's get to our next speaker. Thank you so much. get to our next speaker, and then we can't wait to answer your questions. If you thought about jumping off this call, if you made up your mind to jump off this call, change your mind and stick around. You don't want to miss this. All right. So our next speaker comes from Nigeria. Let me actually rephrase that. I went all the way to Nigeria to find him. That's what I did, right? Because there are people, there are motivational speakers, there are people that are positive that I can bring here, and I know a lot of them here in America. But this guy, he's on another level. Okay, he's on another level. Right? I've worked with him. I've hired him to help me out, and he's helping thousands of people across the country. He's known as Mr. Positive Energy, and when you hear from him, you'll know why. He's changing a lot of lives. So listen closely as I introduce to you my good friend, Zion Anagu. The floor is yours.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Eric. You know, I'm always wild when you get to introduce me. It's always interesting. Thank you. And to my world-class speakers who have spoken before me, Mr. Eni and Leah Garcia. Now, one thing that Invent does, it puts you in front of world-class speakers like we are here. I tell you, if not for Invent, you might not have gotten access to us to hear from us just the way you're hearing from us right now. But events like this are giving you the opportunity. And like Mr. Ennis said earlier, free of charge. These are information people pay thousands of dollars just to hear. But here you are, because of events, you are getting it free of charge, and it's helping you tremendously in every areas of your life. For me, personally, events, it's something that has changed my life. I tell you, I'm a testament of the impact that event can make in the life of people. You know, growing up from Nigeria, I had a message of positivity, but I never knew how to put it out there. It was just within me. But I tell you, event exposed me to a level that I never thought I would get to today. And it can expose you too by utilizing and taking advantage of events like this. I had a message, but the message has to be out there. People need to hear it. People need to listen. People need to be inspired and motivated by this event. But what did I do? I embrace the power of event. Embracing the power of event can be a game changer for you. It can affect your personal growth, your professional growth, and growth all way around, because it gives you direct access to information you can never find elsewhere. I tell you, without even paying $1 to get it. So if you are in the listening lounge under the sound of my voice, you have not embraced the power of events, this show today, it's coming up because of you. Because of you. When I started event, I used to be very shy. I used to be very timid. In my mind, I'm from Nigeria. Will people listen to me? Will people hear me? But I tell you, when I took the first step, others was history. Was I scared? Yes, I was scared. Was I anxious? Yes, I was anxious. Was I doubting myself? I was. But I didn't allow those things to stop me. In fact, my first event, I was sweating literally. I was shaking. I was sweating in my nose. But then, because I understood the power of event, I never stopped. I never stopped. I kept going. One thing that event will do for you, it will help you cement your personal brand. It will help you cement your personal brand. Your visibility, your online presence, it will be boosted by you attending or hosting events. I tell you, I might not be the Mr. Positive Energy that most people know today if I do not embrace the power of events. Through event, people get to hear me on a daily basis. People get to listen to me. You know, there is difference between your message in written format and your message in sound. It's very different. It's very different. Yes, people might get time to read your books, read your articles, read your posts, but when they get to hear you live and hear your voice, how amazing it is, you speaking to their heart, it's a different ball game. So I encourage you. You might say you're an introvert. I used to be an introvert. I used to be the quiet guy. But event brought me out, and I tell you, I've never regretted every experience on hosting event. Like my colleague said earlier, event can bring collaboration and partnership. Because of event, I've been able to collaborate with people from all over the world, even though I'm still in Nigeria. Can you imagine that? Collaborating with people from all over the world. And you can be that person too. You want to collaborate with people from all over the world? Embrace the power of events. Every one of you have a message. Yes, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter your experience. You have a message, and your message is unique. Somebody out there is waiting to hear your message. Somebody out there is waiting to listen to you to share your message. Your message has the power to transform, power to change, power to motivate, and power to make a positive impact in the world. And embracing the power of events can give you the platform, can give you the opportunity where you can share that unique message of yours to people. Do not hold back. Do not keep it to yourself. Let's come together, embracing the power of events so we can be able to make the positive impact that you want to see. In embracing events, I want you to know that you can do it. You can do it. Don't worry about being eloquent in speech. Don't worry about having all the information packed out. No. In practice becomes mastery. When I started, I wasn't as eloquent as this. I wasn't as fluent as this. You hear me do you know. But over time, I got over that ordeal, and I can talk to you for hours without repeating myself. How did I master that? By embracing the power of event. So you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. Just embrace it. And I tell you, your life will never remain the same. In all that you are doing in embracing events, make sure you are embracing it with a positive mindset. When you are positive, you are possible. And in positivity, there's always endless possibilities for you. So thank you so much for listening. I yield the mic over to you, Mr. Eric.
All right. Wow, that was powerful. So powerful. Thank you so much, Zion. You always bring the fire, and we appreciate it. We appreciate it. I was thinking about what you said. My first event online, I was promoting my first course, and the first person that bought my course was from Kenya, and I'm in Virginia, United States. The second person that bought my course was in Scotland. I think it's Scotland. So I started making money before anybody in America bought my course because of events. You know what I mean? So that's another example. So real quick, before we get to the questions, speaking of events, I want to promote an event for you. So I have an event that I'm going to do right here on LinkedIn. That means everybody listening, you can get on this event. It's going to be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, 6 p.m. Eastern time. I'll repost. And it's called How to Make $100,000 with Your Business. Simple as that. How to make $100,000 in your business without being pushy or salesy. And the reason I'm doing this is because a lot of people are struggling, and they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be, because they just need to learn the skills, right? So if you want to change your life, if you want to make more money, if you want to be able to close sales without being pushy, then come to this event, and you'll see it. If you look on my page and scroll down, you'll see it, but I'll repost. Okay, tomorrow, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. All right. Also, if you want to be able to overcome objections, right? People say, well, I have to think about it. I have to talk to my spouse. Can you call me later? All of these objections, I'm going to go over them. Okay. So a lot of things you need to be successful in your business has to do with sales. I know we don't like to talk about it. It's a bad word. I just want a good website. Well, that's not going to help you if you can't sell. Right? I need new brand colors. That's not going to help you. You can't sell, right? So if you're serious about your business, and you don't want this year to end, and then you say, well, maybe next year I'll be successful. Let's do it this year, this quarter. All right. So you'll see it. Connect, register, and it's absolutely free. I'll be speaking for at least an hour. All right. So now let's get to our questions. I saw a good one here. Hold on one second. From, I think it was Sarah. Okay, give me a second. I saw it here. I want to start with her. Yes, Sarah. There you go. All right. Sarah's question. And by the way, folks, put your questions in the chat. We have like 30 minutes almost to answer your question. Do you think you can hold a LinkedIn event on any topic? Great question. And I know Annie is going to be all over that because he is the LinkedIn guru. Look, there is nobody on LinkedIn that does the events like Annie. He's number one. He's number one. So I'm just letting you guys know. You got the number one guy here. For audio events, nobody. Trust me, I know them all. He's the guy. So I know I put some pressure on you. So give us some information that can help us in our business, Annie.
I think, of course, I'd love to know what the topic you're thinking about is, Sarah, to be honest, right? But actually, I think you can hold any topic conversation on LinkedIn. Why not? My guide tends to be, does this topic involve humans? Can it help humans? Can it help people? If it can, then you can bring it to LinkedIn because we're all human, right? A lot of people tend to think along, it must be a business topic. But then business is many different things, right? And as I do skincare rooms, I do animals and pets rooms, I do all sorts of crazy rooms, of course, and leadership and management rooms. I'm saying all those things involve humans, right? If it involves people, there'll be someone interested in it on LinkedIn. I promise you, that you find enough people who want to come and talk about it. Now, if your topic is mindset, believe you me, they'll come and talk about it with you all day. If you want to talk about traumatic things, trauma, mental health, they'll come and talk to you all day. So literally, bring the topic. Even if you have to start small to build your audience, start somewhere. Over time, you'll find that the people who are interested will get more and more and more. That's my take on that topic.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Anybody else want to share on this topic? Go ahead, Leah.
Yes, I will be really transparent here. My first LinkedIn audio event that I hosted said test. I was just testing it, and I didn't invite anyone. Okay, I didn't invite a soul. I didn't tell anyone I was doing it. And guess what happened? People showed up, and we had an amazing, incredible conversation. So absolutely, you can mess it up and still have progress. So great question and amazing advice, Annie. You're truly are the master of it, and we're so blessed to have you because you're so generous and you pour into all of us every single day and twice on Sunday. I don't know how he does it. Sometimes he doesn't even sleep, but I always say sleep is for the weak, so that's okay.
Exactly. That's why I've been out for 24 hours. All right. Anybody else? Zara, no? Okay. Let's go to the next question. All right. Let's see. This is a good one too. From Coral from across the pond. Question. Do you have any tips for a person who is a bit nervous to host an event for the first time? Oh, lovely question. Zion can't wait to answer that. Go ahead, Zion.
All right. Thank you so much. When I saw that question, I saw myself too, because my first event, I was nervous. Like I said earlier, I was shaking. I was literally sweating. But one thing that you must do when it comes to events, believe you can do it. Just believe you can do it. And in believing you can do it, also find people who have been doing events that you can partner with, you can collaborate with, because they can hold your hand on that stage and help you, go through the process. Sometimes we get so anxious that we make mistakes. We don't even know what to do, especially on LinkedIn where we have LinkedIn glitches. The host is being thrown off stage and so many things happening. But one thing that you must do is, beyond just believing, find people like Annie, like myself, like Eric and Leah, that you can partner with, you can collaborate with. I tell you, having somebody who has been doing it before will save you a lot of stress. It's more like having a mentor on stage. So you just trust your mentor to take you all along as you do it. So if you want to do an event, you are anxious, you are scared, don't do it alone. Ask questions, meet people who have been doing event before and get tips from them. I tell you, it will help you a lot the way it helped me. So that's my take on that. Thank you so much. I yield the mic over to you, Mr. Eric.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Anybody else want to speak on this? Go ahead, Leah.
Yeah, for sure. Great point, Sion. But you are definitely the master of LinkedIn audio rooms. I was up at 11:30 and you guys were killing it. I would say for sure, you know, Cassandra Terry always says, do it scared, do it with shaky legs, do it even if your voice trembles. Somebody is out there who needs to hear your message. If it's in your heart, it is meant for you to share it. And I would say LinkedIn audio rooms are really the perfect way to start because they don't have to see you. And if you want, you can just be, you know, a person in the listening lounge and really see how it's done. And I'm telling you, once you start there, you will definitely raise your hand and you'll be speaking. And before you know it, you're hosting all kinds of events and you're challenging Annie to be the king, queen of LinkedIn audio rooms because they are truly addicting. They're so incredible. So that's my 2 cents.
Awesome. Thank you. Annie, did you want to say something? Did you put up?
Back on mute, yeah, for sure. You know, of course, the great shares by Leah and Zion. I think, you know, I was nervous for a long time about talking on events. I was on Clubhouse. I was like, I'll never speak. No one wants to hear what I have to say. And what if I screw it up? You know, but I knew deep down, if once I start talking, I won't stop talking. That's exactly what happened. Like, find the courage. If you're nervous, just raise your hand and say something. Hello, and then run off stage again, right? That will do it. It's a start. Build your confidence. Don't expect to be a great host, a great speaker on day one, and be at 100, right? That doesn't happen. You know, get your confidence and just share what you think. Say what you think. That's what you can do at events, right? You know, if you're the host, again, it's not on you to talk all the way through. A clever host will involve the speakers, it will involve the audience. It means I'm not talking, it means they're talking, right? Well, why am I nervous? If they're talking, it's going great. I'm gaining, they're gaining, everyone's winning, right? I'm not talking. And as Zion said, I would say always get a co-host. Never do. I don't do many events by myself. Get a co-host. Even if you run out of things to say, your co-host will save you. Even if no one comes, you two can just carry on talking to yourselves, having fun. You know, your co-host is probably your best friend.
Yes.
That's the best way to get rid of your nerves, really.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. You know, I have a confession to make. Now everybody's listening. People that are busy doing other things, like, what does he want to say? I got your attention, right? I have a confession to make. I'm nervous before I do anything for the first time. Like, really nervous before I do anything for the first time. I have spoken on big stages. And when I did my first LinkedIn event, ask Annie, I was nervous. I was asking Annie all these questions. And he said, look, Eric, I'll be there with you. Just calm down. We'll be there together. I said, but I tried to invite people, but LinkedIn is not letting me invite. He said, look, just do it again. Just try it again. Okay. Right? So I was nervous because I've never done it before. It's natural, right? And he took me by the hand and said, it's okay, man. I can help you. Right? So it's okay. Being nervous is natural, right? It's natural. You know how many of these I've done now? Hundreds, right? But the first one, I was nervous. The second one, I was less nervous. The third one, I was less nervous, right? Being nervous is not an excuse not to do it. It's why you should do it, because you don't grow unless you're out of your comfort zone, right? So that's my take on that. And by the way, I just want to shout out Coral. Coral is one of the most amazing people I've ever met online. Yeah, I met her through my Promote Your Business meetup group, absolutely. And she is our PR officer. She does an incredible job. She has a great heart. She's a great trainer life coach, Christian life coach, and she even spoke on my stage in Washington D.C. She flew down from England to speak on my stage in Washington D.C. when people had an excuse for driving 30 minutes away. You know what I mean? So a shout out to Coral, and she also does a lot of events herself. All right, so let me keep going. Our next question comes from another person that I just believe in what she does. She is my business strategist, my personal business strategist from Atlanta, Georgia. I met her at an online event, a mastermind, another event, right? That's how we met. And then I met her at an event live that when they had an event that they did live in Atlanta, and she came down to our event in DC just a couple months ago again to train, right? And I wouldn't have known her if I didn't meet her at an event. Okay, another reason why you need to go to events. All right. So Latoya says, what type of events are your favorite? Virtual, trade shows, conventions? Great question. Great question. Who would like to tackle that? We go with Leah first. By the way, folks, we have about 15 minutes to go. So once you speak, for my speakers here, let us know, let everybody know how they can reach you, how they can connect with you, how they can get your ebook, how can they can be a part of your course, training, whatever it is. All right, go ahead, Leah.
Yeah, I love the LinkedIn audio rooms and social media and everything, but my favorite is live on stage with a real audience. It truly, truly is. I love the interaction. There's just that exchange of energy. I love to see the reactions from people. So, because I believe that speaking is really about transferring energy. So when you have a live audience, you can get that immediate reaction from them and just see how well that you're doing. For me, it's always about getting better. And the best way to reach me is actually on LinkedIn. But by the way, I have a confession to make. Eric, I have a confession to make. I am going into the metaverse. I'm getting rid of my dusty, crusty website and business card, and I am upgrading with the Hello LLC. Thank you to Mr. Jones and Miss Tara Bush. They are going to take me to that next level, and that will be an easier way to reach me. But right now, LinkedIn is my best platform. So with that, I hand it back to you, Mr. Eric.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Anybody else? Okay, I think let's go with Zion and then Annie. Zion, go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Eric. For me, any opportunity to speak to people is my favorite. I love talking to people, be it audio, be it visual on Zoom or any platform, or be it a physical event. I love it. As long as I have the opportunity to talk with people, I embrace it with everything I have. This Friday, I'm even having an opportunity physically to speak to over 1,000 youths, which is something I look forward to. Now, for persons, you must know what you are comfortable with from a start. For you, it might just be starting with an audio event. For you, it might be starting with a visual event. Where for you, if you have the courage enough, you can be live on stage. So you must know what you can be comfortable with to start with. Because practice, they say, make mastery. I didn't just start going to physical events all of a sudden. I started from an audio. Then from the audio, I went to a visual. From visual, I had to go to a physical event. So know what works for you from the beginning so that you can master, you can learn in the process. And I tell you, it's going to be a great journey. Well, for those who want to reach out to me, I'm always available on LinkedIn. Yes, Zion Inogiero, Mr. Positive Energy. Just type it on the search box and you take you. I'm the only person that bears that name on LinkedIn. You take it directly to my profile and you get to reach out to me. Let me help you embrace a life of positivity. So thank you so much for listening. I yield the mic over to you, Mr. Eric.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right, Annie.
Yeah, look, I'll be honest. Nothing beats an in-person event, whether it's networking or whether it's trade shows. I've done many trade shows. I love the chance to talk to people. I think people remember you more when you're actually shaking their hands, right? Looked in their eyes and breathe the same air as they have. That creates the longest memory because suddenly we're friends for life almost. But believe you me, you can get the same feeling from a virtual event. A Zoom meeting, if I meet you on Zoom, I get to know who you are. As long as we're engaged honestly and openly, I remember who you are. I'm sure you remember who I am forever as well, right? And of course, audio. There's nothing like virtual events. You know, if you want to reach across the world, virtual events is the way to go. You can't be everywhere at once, right? So I'm saying like it's knowing what sort of events you're going to and knowing what you want out of them really. How can you help people with the event you're doing? Every event type is important. And that's part of the conversation today, Eric. Every event type you should be engaged in. Just do something. Don't let all the events go past you and say I was too nervous, I was too scared. I didn't do any of them. Don't be that person, right? Look, so you can always find me on LinkedIn. I've just shared my profile link in the chat. So connect with me. I'd love to know what you do. I'd love to find out of course I can tell you what I do as well if you want to know. Otherwise, let's just be friends, right?
Awesome. Thank you so much. I think Zan, you already shared, right? Don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So my answer to that is, first of all, I love all events. My preferred event is in person. Okay, that's what I've done that for years, in-person event. My Promote Your Business meetup started in person, right, with 8 people. Now we have 5,000 or so people all over the world online, but it started in person, right? So I love in-person events, but all events are necessary. One of the people that came to one of my online events, his name is Sean. He lives in Florida. Sean came to the meeting, and another lady by the name of Amberly, some of you know her, she comes to our event. She came to the same meeting. Now, Amberly was in an industry she wasn't really enjoying what she was doing. Sean introduced her to a business. Amberly joined the business. Amberly now is one of the top reps in the world in that business. She just did an event in Baltimore with the CEO of the company. Why? Because she came to an event, she met the right person introduced her to a business that changed her life and her family's life. You see that? That's the power of events. So like Annie said, just go to an event. Stop trying to say which one should I go to. Go to the first one you see and just, I don't have any money. Go to the free one first, right? Just go to an event and that will lead you to others. All right. So for me, the best way to find me is on LinkedIn, Eric F. King. And I like what Zan said about the name. Someone messaged me once. I met he said, I see like 30 Eric Kings. I said, well, that's because you didn't look for Eric F. King. I'm the only one in the world. yeah. Eric King, yeah. It'll take you a few days to find me. But Eric F. King, yeah, this is it. I'm the only guy. I am the only guy. So So look for me, Eric F. King, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I'm on all of them. And by the way, speaking of events, I just put it in the chat. If you're interested in speaking on a live stage in a hold on a second, let me just on a live stage like Anthony Robbins like stage, okay, with a huge Zoom rooms, contact me. Go to studiospeaking.com, click on that. You're going to see some of our speakers that have spoken on our stage, and if you want to be part of it, contact me. And also, we put you up in a beautiful hotel and golf club. Like my photographer told me, he said, like, Eric, it's like staying in the White House. I said, have you stayed at the White House? He said, no, but I can imagine. One of those hotels where you go to and they open the door for you, they'll open your car door. Yeah, those are kind of, So if you like, don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. All right, just do it. All right. Okay, so that's an event. All right, and then my second event is tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Someone can put it in the chat, 6 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to make more money in your business without being pushy or salesy, join our event. All right, so let's see. We can take one more question here. Let me see. By the way, welcome everybody. David, Paulette, Latoya, Paul. I think we have 2 Paulettes. Welcome everybody. Okay, so let's see let me see what other question can I pull up here. Question. Is this a question? What do you think the CEO is looking for in a candidate? No, that's not a question for. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, I thought Cole asked another question. I believe she did.
I think I saw one in some of the experienced people.
Okay, here we go. Okay, from Coral. For a more experienced person doing events, how can they improve what they already did at either an event or attending it? Okay, well, how can you get better attending an event or creating an event? Very good question. All right, so we have like 4 minutes. So if anybody wants to share for a minute or less, anybody want to share how you get better? Go ahead. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna go ladies first. I'm gonna go with ladies first. 1 minute each. Leah, go ahead.
Number one, study other speakers. I study pastors, comedians, and other personal development speakers, and record yourself and watch it with the volume off and then listen to it.
Perfect. Love it. Zion.
All right. One thing I will tell you is ask for feedback. Ask for feedback. It's very key. It's very important. People listen to you. People hear you. So they have to talk to you what they hear you say, what they've listened to you. So ask for feedback. Thank you. That's my take on that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Annie.
I say that if you're attending events, then learn to speak up. Learn to raise your hand, get yourself on stage, actually say something. Right. The more you do that, the better. The more people actually see you. If you're talking already, then find a way to elevate other people and bring other people into the conversation. And maybe half the answer is collaborate with the host. That way you have a seat on stage, either as a guest speaker or something similar, right? That way, you're not just an attendee, you're actually formally part of the program.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I believe in everything they said. One thing I would say is always participate. Find a way. Well, I don't have money to attend. Well, become a volunteer, right? Then you're a volunteer. Now you're there, right? Yeah. Well, I can't speak on stage. Well, find someone that speaks. Learn from them, right? 20-something years ago, I watched a VCR tape. Some of you don't know what that means. On Les Brown, a motivational speaker. I was inspired by him. And he helped me in life. He didn't even know it. And last week, I spoke on the same stage as he did in Colorado. I was on the same exact stage with the same microphone, right? With Les Brown, right? And why did this happen? I didn't know it would happen, but I just kept moving forward. Just kept taking risks, moving forward, getting out of my comfort zone, ended up on the same stage. And he gave me his cell number. I feel like just call him up and say, hey, how you doing? He gave me his cell number. He said, call me, man. Call me. That's what he said. Call me, man. So you just, you start somewhere. You'll keep getting better, Coral. Bring people on your stage that inspire you, people that are better than you. I look for people that are better than me. That's how you grow, right? People are better than you. They'll give you tips. You'll learn from them, and then you'll become greater, right? So that's what I recommend. All right, so we are at the end of the hour. I like to end on time. Another incredible call. Make sure you send this out, share it with as many people as you can, pay it forward. We appreciate all of you, all the people that just joined. Tina, welcome. Scott, appreciate you. Cherido, welcome. We appreciate every single one of you that comes on here. Bethan, Mary, welcome. We appreciate every single person that comes here. If I didn't call your name, sorry about that, but we have to go. So as always, it has been a plum-pleasing pleasure to be here with you this morning. Take care, everybody. See you next week. Bye-bye.